Lately I've been staring at the dark. Turn my inner demons into art. Struggle with the pain inside my heart. Wish I didn't care about what they say. What you want to say, what you want to say, what you want to say, what you want. Say what you want to say, 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 what you want to no one.
You gotta get up every morning. Big boss getting richer every minute. Oh no. Big boss, oh no. You gotta get up every morning. Big boss getting richer every minute. Oh no.
Make Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, traders. How is everybody doing today? Hope everybody's well. Looks like we have a little bit of an imposter in the Discord. Keep an eye out for that. Remember, I will never ask you for money or ask you send you a direct message and ask you how your trades are going. None of that. I put out a blast in the Discord to everybody so they know, but it looks like there is imposters about. Feeling a little tired yesterday, so didn't make her to the stream. Let's see what we missed in the markets. Looks like it was just glancing at the charts, it looks like it was a little bit of a crazy day. A little bit of a crazy day to miss the action. That's okay. This is the message, actually. I can just bring this up on screen here. You can see this right here. J Funk down with a period at the end. That's not me. Looks like one of the members here sent this over. A couple people notified me actually that this message is going out. So just stay frosty, folks. This is definitely not me. So I don't know what they're I'm most likely just some kind of a scammer. All right. The markets. We got stopped out of our euro short. It looks like they're trying to turn this around now at this point. Little kind of depressing. I wanted them to go a little bit, I wanted them to blast this, but before we do anything, we'll look at the calendar here, see if there's anything coming up today. Anything on the old ecom calendar? What day is it today? Thursday. Nothing. Absolutely nothing today. Tomorrow, lots of action. Yesterday there was lots of action too. That's probably why the market went a little nuts. We'll look over the recap and see what happened. See if we can get into some trades. We're not really in any trades now for the futures. Most of our crypto positions got stopped out too, so all good. Just look to get into new ones. Gonna do a little chart cleanup today too. Yeah, hi Mariusz. Yeah, it looks like there was someone already in the Discord trying to scam people. Definitely not me. Remember, I will never ask you for anything. At least not yet, anyway. Potentially, once I get monetized on YouTube, then we'll make like a members only section for like the weekly reviews or whatever. I don't know, something. I haven't thought about it yet, really. It's probably a long ways off, I'm sure. But yeah, I guess there was a few people messaged me today about messages they received in the Discord. What a blast here. Wow. When did I leave off here? Wow. This thing really took off here, yeah? Didn't really give a good retest either. Just gonna kind of clean up the charts here today. I'm just gonna reassess the situation. So they came down, they held this proper, you know, for continuation. So looks like just new highs for ES and the stock market in general. Kind of looking at the next area is like 56 10 to 56.40 in that area. Do a pull from the last big turn down. Let's do a pull from this too, just to kind of get an idea of where the fuck we are, right? Right here, 56.40 is where I would think. 56.40. So this is kind of where I would imagine you get it. We just get a line up there. You see a little bit of resistance up there. Just get this fib off actually, and we'll just leave the 1 on. We need to have this line on here. At least our Tesla trade's doing well. I did put a lot in that one. It was kind of a bigger trade for me. The retirement portfolio. So these guys coming down and just holding this 4 hour. This is also like a daily, right? Not quite a daily, but almost a daily. Basically a daily swing too. So making a new 4 hour and then just continuing to push higher here. So this looks pretty strong. You're watching the liquidity underneath here. And then if they, I just doubt that we're going to come back down here at this point. Not yet anyway. Look at this, man. Like just almost a perfect test. So this was tested on the way up too. This one was not. That's why it played so well. Didn't test that on the way up. Really should have should have took positions there, really. Even if you took positions there, man, it's kind of hard, right? Like how many times they came back down and retested it. That's why trading futures is a bit tricky, you know. So, I don't know. They did make new highs, but I'm not really too keen on just shorting this yet, you know. If we were up here, maybe, or if we were up here, more up in this zone. Longing was kind of the play here for this guy on the longer time frame, anyway. Definitely be trades to be had. This is just pushing for new highs still. So not too much to talk about here in the ES and in the futures. Probably just be pushing for new highs for now, and then we'll see if the trade does materialize. Looking at crypto, looks like it blew out the bottom here. Let's have a look at where we're going and clean up this chart too. I did kind of call this up here. I was like, when we were here, I was like, this is going down. Didn't think it was going to go down this far. I think Bitcoin is in the long zone now for me. I already had been trying to get longs even from this range. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. Ooh, really last chance here, corral for Bitcoin. Bitcoin made lower lows here, right? So like, you know, making a long off there might be a trade here, but you know, at this point they were going to hold it. They should have held it off this liquidity, and they didn't gain this. So kind of looks like more down. Next kind of spot down is this guy down here, and then the top of this. Just have a look at the daily here too on crypto. And this is a pretty big glaring one too, right here. I don't think that we'll go down that far, but you know, it is possible. This is kind of more like the big rebuy area, taking the liquidity out from underneath here. A lot of people got long here, right? So pretty big area right here too. 43. So those are kind of the big areas to the downside. This is like a really good support level. 43, 44, 43 in that area is probably the main one that I would be looking at. Honestly, I don't think that this is going to play too much. I think they'll probably take the liquidity from here, go up, and then dump it. It's a little something here at 47 too. Kind of like this. It's around the same area, 43. Bottom of this, yeah. I think that would be the pocket to be looking for the big crypto riad. What's going on, brother? I'm doing great. Can't complain. Kind of stopped out of most of our positions here, but at least in the futures and in crypto, but it's okay. Can just look for more. It's what we do. So that's kind of the breakdown for Bitcoin anyway. Those are the main levels I'd be looking at on the way down. This first one I really don't even think is going to play, but it'll probably play for a trade. To the top side at this point, I really doubt that this holds at this point because we made lower lows here. So, you know, if they were gonna try to hold this, they like, my thinking is they most likely would have gained it on the liquidity grab of this, and they should have got over top of this. So, but they didn't. They just failed the shit out of that, right? So, it's the next thing down is this. This will play for a trade, probably back up into this range. Maybe even lower than that, right? But it'll probably play for a trade back up into there. But at this point, I think that we're headed down there. Looking to get short if they do have some kind of a bounce here. This daily failure to gain is right here. So that's kind of the areas that I'd be watching. For crypto. So we'll see. This really doesn't look very good though at this point for crypto. It looks like we're going down. Just kind of hoping that they would have, you know, off of this they would have pumped it, but no. If they do start gaining this, if they start gaining this level and gaining this daily, then yeah, for sure we can start looking at new long attempts again. But we need to see some kind of price action over top of the 63, 64, basically above 64. So above 64, we can start taking longs for shots at new high. And below, if they don't gain 64, it's most likely going to 52. And even then, probably down to 43 or 45. That's kind of the outlook right now, in my eyes. That could change, and I could be even wrong. Like maybe they hold this, you know, internal trend gain on the daily. They did have an internal trend gain, but then they just started failing, and they didn't even gain this. So it's an internal trend failure too. So that's kind of that. So at this point, most likely I'll be looking for a short on the on this failure to gain the daily, if we get back up there. If not, then probably nothing. I wouldn't put too much weight in this 15-minute gain that they just had either. But yeah, if we get some action up here, maybe they could just piddle out, who knows. Looking at the dollar, Dixie fucked me. Stop me out of my positions. So dollar, let's just look at this on the daily here for a second. Okay, so Dixie having a daily close below now at this point. Not looking very good. Taking the liquidity out from underneath this, but because they failed now, and they failed this pretty good, you know, I would think a retest down lower now is good. And they're putting in a lower a big lower low, so kind of opens up underneath here, right? Opens up underneath here. Do I think we'll dip further? Buy your first spot position and your alts are portfolio down by 12%. Yeah, you're probably going to get down a little bit more, I would imagine. I just went through the Bitcoin update, like the Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is probably going to if Bitcoin doesn't get back above 64 and have daily closes above 54 or 64, sorry, it's probably going to 45. Yeah. 45 or 48. High to low, high in the 40s somewhere. High to mid 40s. So if Bitcoin does that, what's going to happen to the alt market? You know what I mean? You're gonna see some pretty big downturn, I think. So Bitcoin, you know, if they were going to gain, like they could still hold this level. I'm not saying they can't, but at this point, I'm not convinced about anything until they get above this. So if they start seeing closes up here in around 64, 65 daily closes, sure. Then I'll look to get long and target new highs again. But if they just go up here and fail around 62 or 63, like that's not going to be good for the crypto market. It's going to go lower for sure. I would think. And like I said before, like grabbing the liquidity underneath here and not gaining the daily. They didn't gain the daily, right? So like they had their opportunity to gain this on this liquidity grab. So they got some gas, they went up, and they just failed the daily. So it's just continuation down, right? They are at the level to hold, like right at it. So we'll see. You know, they could start gaining this, but at this point, I wouldn't be convinced until they at least gain a 4-hour, right? So at the very least, you need to see a 4-hour gain. So at the very least, you want to see them above this. On a retest, that would be legitimate longs. But if they start failing, you know, the 4-hour, or they start failing the daily, it's over, man. We're gonna go down farther. Now, will we continue higher from there? Who knows? You know, all I can do is make trades. I still have a whole bunch of crypto, so you know, I'm a big believer in crypto. I have a whole bunch still. I did sell 25% of my portfolio at when we made new all-time highs around 70 or whatever it was, or high 60s. But I'm looking to put it back in. I did take some long trades in this area too, but just leverage longs. I took long trades off this 15-minute gain, and when we gained this 15-minute, I was trying to get long here. Anyway, that's kind of the breakdown for crypto. I'm sure all charts are going to look very, very similar, right? We can run through I have the top 50 in my bookmarks here, so we can run through them. We can run through some. What am I holding currently? Just Bitcoin. Everything. Oh no, I have some other one called Chess. I'm in some DeFi project, and they pay out in this crypto called Chess. I did have a whole bunch of ADA. I sold that at 65 cents. Around 60 cents, something like that. But like, you know, Bitcoin gave pretty good signals, man, to get the fuck out, right? Bring this on a bigger chart here for you guys. So right here, Bitcoin made new highs, right? Around 73. This is on a weekly level, so each bar each candle is a weekly. Came down, took weekly liquidity under here, went back up. Also right here, not making new weekly highs on after continuing like that is a pretty bad sign that you're going to go down. And then taking weekly liquidity, and then also not making new highs again. Like this, they had the chance, right, to continue it here, right? They didn't. So next level down is this, and there's not much here. So I would really be keeping my eye on the liquidity underneath this, and then this whole area, really. This whole area and this whole area. It's kind of the area. There's lots here, right? Like there's a lot of things here for it to hang on to. So there's a lot of support in that area. So that would be the area that I would think that it's probably going to go to. Now, there will be trades to be had, right? Up and down, right? But, you know, it could be like 2 weeks down, 1 week up, 2 weeks down, 1 week up, something like that. But, you know, they didn't gain anything here on the weekly. They didn't, you know, they're just barely hanging on. So, you know, just barely hanging on is not very good. If they start showing strength again, then sure, we can talk about a trade. But, you know, really I would just be looking at the next spot down is around 50. Kind of what I would be looking at for just crypto in general. Better to look at like just look at Bitcoin, right? Like if Bitcoin's going down, none of these alts are going to do anything. You know what I mean? So it's better to, like, you know, put your things into like, it would have been better just to, like, of course, you know, hindsight is 2020, but like this is why I sold most of my position, not most, 25%. This is why I sold 25% of my position, because we made new weekly highs, came down, and then when we pumped here again, we didn't make new weekly highs. You know what I mean? We didn't make a new high. We should have made a new high there. So around here is where I just started getting out of positions. Hope that made sense. I don't know. It's hard. It's, if you don't understand price action, then you're not going to really understand, but it's all right. It's not a big deal anyway, man. It's like, you know, it's fine. These things go up and down all the time. Okay, I wouldn't even mind it for Bitcoin to go down a little bit, just to get some more positions. You know what I mean? In it. Wish there was a way to just remove just my scribble from the chart. Yeah, really I don't think that that's going to hold at this point. It really, like, now was not really the time to, you know, be like a crypto investor, because crypto is probably going to have a retrace of like another 20% at least. These are like, you should be looking to the downside at this point. This is an okay area to talk about. Mid 40s. Anyway, Dixie. So Dixie's in kind of a weird spot, man, because like it put in new lows, took the liquidity, so obvious pullback you're expecting. Held where it needed to, right? Came down and held where it needed to. Gained a daily, continued higher. Now failed the daily, so like they're kind of stuck in this range. You know, I look at the Dixie and I look at the monthly on the Dixie, and it had such a, or not the monthly, was it the weekly? No, it's the monthly. Like the monthly, it just had such a wicked setup here, you know, new monthly highs, and then came back testing the previous, like just a perfect test on it. I mean, so I really was expecting them to go higher than this. Now they're kind of, you know, wedging in here. So they're probably going to wedge in here and then blast is probably what's going to happen. So I still will take longs on it, but it's probably just going to be a little bit harder at this point to get into a decent position. It looks like an old wedge blaster that's coming up. It's either going to be a wedge blaster or wedge dumper. So one or the other. But because they made, you know, they held where they needed to here on the monthly, their monthly level, right? Like this is a monthly continuation. They held it. Holding this, right? Holding this upper range. It's like a fucking, you know, they held the upper range. They held where they needed to. So really, I'm really kind of expecting them back up here. I'm expecting them to make new highs. Now, this is super long time frame talk, right? So you don't really, you know, this is just my overarching, you know, thinking. But it looks like they're wedging in here for some kind of a move. Now that could be to the upside or the downside. I would bet to the upside, but you know, you could be wrong. Looking at the weekly here. You know, they're coming down. They made new weekly lows, or they didn't make a new weekly high and then started failing again. It doesn't look good, right? It did take the weekly liquidity there. Testing this weekly order block perfectly. So, you know, there's still some signs to the upside here on the weekly level. So I still kind of think that they're moving higher, right? It's just a big weekly retest. They held this. They held the weekly continuation spot, right? So even though I got stopped out, man, I think I might just be playing this still to the upside. And I'll be targeting high because I think a big breakout is coming. Let's look at the 4 hour. So 4 hour, they did lose the 4 hour here. This is why this played down. So let's just go back to the daily here for a second. They did have a daily, they lost a daily too, right? So now they could slide a bit because they lost the daily. That's why this is just getting a little tricky, because we got, you know, contradicting signals. It's not the cleanest. The bigger time frames usually hold more clout, right? So there is that, but could we see another leg down first? Maybe down here. Maybe take this daily liquidity here first and then go. You know, it's hard to say. I don't like that if they do that. I'd much rather them just take this liquidity that they just took and go. This was tested. Top of this is the second test on this, right? So yeah, so kind of still want to look for short opportunities on this guy, but this guy's just like, you know, I don't know. This, let me look at this in the longer time frame. If I was gonna short this, I should have shorted this. Should have shorted this here. Let's look at the 4 hour. 3 hour, who uses that? Pretty good. I think I might even just take a short right here right now. It looks pretty bad, but you know, on the longer time frames, it doesn't. Let's clean up this chart. They might take this liquidity too first, you know? If they do, top that was gone. They might come up here and do like, you know, that was even actually gone too already. Might do this. I don't know. It's really, you know, it's just hard to say. Might play some kind of an internal trend loss if they lose it. I don't like to make these plays though, you know, really. To me, this looks like it's going down still. But like they just held this, you know. And really gonna depend on this guy. But this daily just came down and held this. Like they held where they needed to. How expensive is this? Really, I'd like my stop there. Tricky, man, really. Bit tricky. Let's get this back on the 15 too. I'm just gonna wait until, even if I miss this top range, I'll just get in on like down here on a retest of this. Just better that way, man, honestly. Or retest of this. This is where you want them to lose. These guys even gain anything? At least wait for them to gain something. Hopefully they make a new low first. It's just better that way, boys. You know? So I'm still gonna play the Dixie to the top side. Still playing Dixie up to the upside. Probably look for some ES shorts if it's presented. Otherwise, won't be trading that. Crypto, I'll look for a short if we get back up into this area. It's kind of the plan for the markets for I don't know, the foreseeable future, I guess. Let's have a quick look over our stock holdings here. Looks like Tesla's ripping. Oh. It's almost the weekend again, man. So it's almost time for our big weekly review again. So Tesla looking great, man. We got into this like down here, so almost at another PT spot. This is a long-term trade for me, so I'm just not even going to touch it. Holding this, I'm expecting them higher than this. Holding this and starting to gain again. I'll probably look to get more in, honestly. If we get back down to this level, I'll probably look to put a bit more into Tesla. I already have like a pretty big position. I think it's my biggest position. DoorDash. Ugh, DoorDash not looking good. Still kind of, this is the weekly level to hold, so hopefully they stay up. I don't like how they're starting to fail this weekly though. It's not very good. DoorDash. Just wanted to retest this, man. Come on. Come on, DoorDash. You did gain the daily here. Now you're fucking it up. PTLR still looking great here for PTLR. They did fail the weekly here, but I don't know. I still think PTLR is going to go to new highs again. Let's get the monthly here. You trading really well on the monthly level, right? So, you know, after having a gain like that and a retest like that, I think we're going to be taking out these levels up here. Perfect failure to gain on the monthly also. People that were paying attention a few months ago. Next level to the upside is really this. 31. See what happens there. Stock fucking trades price action perfectly. Anyway, back to the weekly on that guy. Let's keep having a quick peruse. AMC. So AMC, we got involved here on AMC after this giant weekly pump and the retest. So it retested down. We got in a little late, but it's okay. We're basically at entry here. Looks like they've had a couple internal gains here. So this looks pretty good for testing higher. Gained this daily, came down, retested it, closed the gap, and then gained a daily again. So this looks okay for higher for me. Warner Brothers. This one's in the dumpster, but this is at a really good long-term level. So it looks like things are slowing down here too. So, you know, they did have a daily gain back here. So I've just kind of been averaging down on this one a little bit. I know I'm down a lot on this guy, but it's okay. I believe that this will go at some point. Nem looking good. I should just bring up my sheet here. Nem, we're up 20% on this guy. In at 36. Did have a daily failure, but they held the weekly level here, right? They're holding the weekly, so this looks good. Kind of expect them above 45 next. and then we'll see what happens. We've already taken a PT on this and stops in profit, so it's all good. Marna. Oh, the selling continues, on this guy? That's too bad. This was up so much and we didn't take that big of a profit target. I was kind of hoping that this would go. We are in the spot for you know, this is the area for them to hold it, for it to continue this. So this is actually going to go out in the Discord, because this is the area for it to hold. This chart looks really good for higher. They've taken the weekly liquidity. And you know, they're almost at the level. It's more down here at 106, almost there. But taking this weekly liquidity, and it looks okay. It's more here at 106 though, for the re-add level. We'll put this out to the Discord members. This is basically at the level though, like 115, 106, you know, it's not that much far off. Kind of expecting this back above here again. Put this out in the Discord. mRNA, basically at the re-add spot. Kuvu looks pretty good too. Trying to hold this weekly now. Gained a daily. This looks great. This looks good to go too. I'm gonna add to this position, I think. Down 12%. I'm adding to this today. Max. Just pull up my thing here. CarMax, we're up 3%. We got kind of a shitty entry on this guy, really. Like, this gave a perfect setup on the daily here. So this looks good for higher. You know, honestly, I'll try to get better setup, better entries than last time. I got kind of lazy on this one and just kind of fired it in there. But we're basically at entry, just a little bit higher than entry. But this looks good to go. You know, had a giant daily gain, big retest, testing the previous high. So I would kind of expect it up here. See what happens. KMB. KMB. We're up 14% in this guy. I don't like how they had a I might take some profits on this guy actually. I don't like how they didn't have a weekly gain. Up here they had a gain but not a weekly close. So I might mitigate a bit of risk and move this up. Move the stop up and wow, look at this. Prime. This is where we entered the trade, right? Off of this, you know, it's just like a big failure to gain play. and then they started gaining dailies down here, so that's where we entered. This is in the profit zone, so I should just put out that we're taking profits on this today. Some. It's for the people who aren't paying attention. KMB. Okay, we're in the liquidity zone, right? So in the liquidity zone, it's the profit taking area. I'm sure I had a profit target there already. Just haven't checked. What else we got? Kim. How's Kim looking? Kim. Starting to look okay. So big weekly gain. Lower low here though, right? So kind of expect them up here again. 21. It's not that much. I really should just be out of this position, man, just because it doesn't move that much. I don't know why I got into this. 9% gain. Not the greatest. Markets aren't not moving very much today. Very good day to go over these charts then. Yeah, I kind of still think that this is gonna take the liquidity above here, so just kind of gonna stay in it now for a minute already, so might as well just stay in it. KHC, we're still at the zone here. Just, you know, any kind of daily gain here, I would you know, get it on your radar, because this thing could fly. These levels have been tested down here. It's still on the radar. I'd like to see it. I see it have a daily gain. It had a little gain here, but just rejected. But then we'll see. This should be on everybody's radar. At the level. Took the liquidity out from the weekly. INCY. Down a little bit on this guy. Had a shitty, I got involved back in this area back here, but they gained a weekly again after holding the weekly, so this looks kind of good to go, man. There's a gap close, so it looks like they're trying to turn it around. Kind of keep my eye on the gap close there, but this does look like they're trying to turn it around at this point. The old W pattern, classic. Lumina, still have my arrow in here from before. Not too much action really this week. Did have an internal gain and hold, so you know these guys just kind of look good to go too. 148, I would guess, on this guy. Lumina still accumulating, or ILMN, still accumulating. Be lazy with my charting here, but it is what it is, man. Going in the Discord. ILMN still accumulating. Still looks good to go. Fizz, we're up a whole bunch on this one. These guys are almost at the liquidity point. There's the weekly failure to gain. And then just like kind of a nothing burger this week. You know, they're trying to hold this weekly for continuation. Kind of would have expected them above this before some kind of a retrace. So we might see one final pump on this guy. I believe we did take profits on this guy, just some. This guy has a lot more to the upside, I think. At least up to here. Here's going to be the big profit target, 91. And then we'll probably just leave a runner, you know, and whatever happens, happens. FE basically at entry on this guy. And we kind of got a shitty entry on this one. Just played a weekly continuation down here. They did hit we did take a profit target on this guy, but not a big one, but we took one. They did hit the profit target spot. So we'll see what happens. And see if they hold this. If they hold this, they start gaining dailies. You know, you kind of want to see them gain a daily on this side at this point. So we'll see if they can get above a daily. Continue it higher. They continue it higher. I would imagine they're gonna, you know, take out the spot up here. This is kind of the next liquidity point up here. There's this here too, so I would just put it there around 41. Yeah. EW, we're up 21% on this one. We did take a profit target. I believe, yeah, we hit this profit target a few weeks ago. We're in from down here, right? 75, yeah, 75. We're in from here. So we're in from this weekly gain and retest in from here, and then the first profit target was here. So we took one profit target already. It looks like they gained a daily too. So our stop has been moved up into profit at this point on this guy. So we're not having really nothing to worry about. Knowles, what's up, brother? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. Thanks for letting me know about the scammer in the Discord. I put out messages to everybody, or just on the group. Yeah, so this one still looks okay, good to go, I think. I mean, if it starts piddling out, it will just be stopped out in profit. It's fine, as long as they don't gap down. Etsy, this one is one of my stinkers. Still in this one. You know, they're really winding up here. Kind of a good long-term area for it. You know, they could go down a little bit further. Let me just look at the monthly on this. It could go down to the low 40s. So if they don't hold this here and turn this around and they go down to the low 40s, I'll be adding more. I'll be adding more at that spot, and that will be a good spot for trade. Looks pretty shit right now, actually, though, so not too much to talk about there. EMN up 18% in this guy. This is we're coming into the Riyadh spot, actually. Kind of want. Did they take the liquidity? I don't know. We're basically at the Riyadh spot, though. Underneath here, anything under 94. I think we got in here. What is this one again? EMN. EMN. We got in at 81. Yeah, we got in on this. Let's just put this back to the daily here, and this at the weekly. There's a weekly level here too. 87. I believe we did take profits on this guy too. We should have anyway. We did hit the profit spot on the weekly. So we did get profits out of this guy too. Have to double check that. Disney. So Disney, I've just been kind of adding. These guys are in a pretty good long-term position. You know, big monthly gain, big monthly retests. You know, this is kind of the area that you want them to hold. This order block up here, from here to here. You know, a lot of price action here to hang on to, and then having a giant monthly gain like that. So this looks good for long term. This could take months, right? But I would kind of expecting them at higher than 126, 127 at this point on the long time frame. Right now we're back to entry on this guy. So we got involved in this one, you know, a while ago and took profits, and then went back, and now it's all the way back to entry. So we're back to a good spot for gaining. So if they start gaining the daily, so you kind of want to watch the daily. If they start gaining the daily or even the 4 hour, watch the 4 hour. Yeah, they're almost about to gain the 4 hour. Kind of a good spot for it right now, actually. But for ultimate safety, I'd just wait for a daily gain. Daily gain. Start gaining the daily, then it's you're probably good to go. The big monthly gain retest. They could go a little bit lower, down to here. 94 basically would bring us back to entry. Yeah, we're basically in it from there. But we already took profit targets twice on this, right? Took profit targets here, and then took another profit target here. I think our stop's at 88. I can't remember. Caesar. So Caesar, they had a monthly gain. They brought it all the way back to test the monthly. It's a pretty good spot, you know. They're holding, so this is a pretty good spot for them. Gain to daily. It kind of looks good to go. They did have a you know, pretty good daily gain here. Let me have a look at the weekly. And a weekly gain too. So holding the monthly where they need to and having a weekly gain, pretty good, you know. We'll put this out in the Discord. This looks good to go, really. A big monthly gain here too, right? You kind of want to see them over top of this, over top of 44. If they start gaining over top of 44, it's a monthly gain on the internal trend after they held where they needed to. So like, that's super good sign. If they start doing that, I kind of expect them back up here around 66, right? So holding where they need to, you know. Again, this is long time frame time action or price action. What is this? CZR holding where they need to. Where they need to. Looks good. Good to go. Good to go. This is like a monthly and weekly setup, right? CTRA, we're still up 8% in this guy. We did take some profits. I believe we did take profits here in the liquidity gap. So got this weekly failure to gain, and then the liquidity over top of this weekly. So that's where we took the first round of profits. This is kind of the Riyadh spot, so they are in it. They could go a little bit further down. It's kind of hard, a little bit choppy here, right? But this is kind of a Riyadh spot. Not the cleanest Riyadh, but TRLM. This looks good to go too. Big retest coming in. Just need to wait for a daily on this guy. I'll be right back, guys. Just gonna use the washroom. All right, boys. We're back. CRL. Yeah, CRL looks like it's in the zone, man. This looks good to go. You should just be waiting for any kind of daily gain on this, and we're good to go. In the big monthly retest zone after a monthly gain. Wow. Taking the monthly liquidity out from underneath here. This is kind of what we look for when we trade, man. We're in the monthly liquidity pocket. This is huge. I'll probably add just a bit more. Did we not sync this? Oh yeah, it's right at it. Really, you should wait for a daily gain. We're already in this trade. We're down a little bit actually in this one. I believe we did take some profits. I don't know if we did actually. I can't remember. I'll have to look at the I think we did take some profits up here off of this. I'm sure we did. So I don't know. This one's going out in the Discord too. This looks like a big retest on the monthly gain. In the zone, right? For a long-term portfolio, this is kind of what you look for, man. You know, this is what you're looking for. CRL, not VRL, CRL. In the zone on the monthly retest. The monthly retest. Wow. Looks good. What else we got here? CHRW. We're in on this guy too. I believe we're in. Would have been good if we had some kind of a retest. This is kind of the area we're looking for a retest. We're up 9% on this guy already. Not very much. I believe I got involved back here in the previous zone. Get the weekly here. Yeah, on this weekly gain. And then on a retest, so in this area. So that's why we're just a little bit up. On any kind of retest though, this looks pretty good to go. You know, holding where they need to. Also failing where they need to too. This is the profit target spot, right? So look for a retest would be pretty good. BMY, sorry. BMY, this does not look good. And I'm in this one. I might just cut this one loose, honestly. It's pretty far way down to go until the next. This could go down pretty far. Honestly, like I'm in this, and then I didn't put a profit. I didn't put a stop on it, man. So like, you know, it's just hoping for any kind of pullback to get the fuck out of it, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Next area down is this, and then there's like the liquidity underneath this too. It's kind of where I'd be looking. Kind of sucks that we're in this one, really. Down 20% on that fucking piece of shit. BIBB. This one still kind of looks okay. You know, failure to gain on the monthly. It's okay. I don't like how it's failing the previous monthly. Gain this weekly. It's okay. Like as long as they keep above that level and, you know, get her going. Looking for up here. So that's kind of our portfolio, our long-term portfolio. So a quick look at the Quick look at the markets here. Anything moving? It's a fucking nothing burger today. Fucking yesterday I should have showed up. Lots of action there. Did we stream's still okay, right? So a lot of things to check all the time. Yeah, we're still good. So I don't know, like not too much to talk about here in the you know, in the markets that we day trade. You know, kind of just waiting for higher on ES. If they had some kind of a pullback to, yeah, you know, if they come back to here, they're not going to though. So like, you know, it's not even worth talking about really. You're not going to come back here, so this is the day I took off, the day that they fucking skyrocketed, right? This probably would have been very hard to get into a trade, I'm sure. Yeah, nothing I would have taken. New lows. Swept the lows too. Dirty fucks. Look, some of this action is a bit rough. Some of this action is a bit rough here on the ES, man. Like if you were trading this, I would have been stopped out a few times, probably. It's another one here, stop out. A lot of and then this one they didn't give you an entry. A little bit rough, man, really. And then now nothing to talk about. They've just been kind of going. Yeah, not too much to say about that. We can since the markets are kind of slow, we can look through our crypto positions too, or the top 50 cryptos, and just do a midweek analysis on them. If you guys haven't seen the YouTube channel yet, like I put out the top 50 cryptos analysis, and then the NQ, the Nasdaq 100, top 100, and then Nasdaq. I look over everything and I do the price breakdown every week. Make sure you get subscribed. So yeah, not too much to talk about there. We might as well look through the cryptos though. I'm sure they don't look very good because they were oh yeah, sea of red. So Bitcoin, we already talked about Bitcoin. The next level down is this. Ethereum looks a little bit better, but this is very dependent on Bitcoin. But Ethereum does look a little bit better here on the weekly. Big weekly retest. But again, this is so dependent on Bitcoin, you know, you can't really put too much weight into it. Should get this on the weekly and the dailies here. Weekly, dailies. I did talk about this short. I at this point I don't see this top range holding for anything. At the very least, you're gonna take the liquidity out from underneath there. It's kind of the area to the downside for BNB. At the very least, we're taking liquidity out from, I would think, 493. Sol trying to hold this range, but you know, did have a daily gain. I believe we are in on Sol for a long. This was the long area that we were talking about. Yeah, it's okay for a long try. So they did fail the daily coming up here, so you know, the daily failure to gain would be that. But maybe a pump and then a dump. Holding the weekly, you know, they're just holding where they need to. This one looks better than most, I would think. XRP. So XRP looks interesting, but lower, right? But it does look interesting down here. This swing here. This right here, yeah. This bottom line. He's taking liquidity out from underneath all this. But, you know, it looks pretty good down there. Failing this weekly now at this point, so. And they would be holding this level too, so, you know, there's an untested when they started gaining up here. It's kind of an internal one, but yeah, it's really just this area. So they're almost in the area, around 40 cents, I think. It's time to pay attention to crypto because everything's coming into like a big buy level, right? To keep the big trend alive. And target 91. Really you wanted them to hold above this to keep this alive, but you could have a week of down and then back up again. Not too big of a deal. This one looks like a pretty good one to short. Just waiting on a daily failure. Probably already had a 4-hour failure. Yeah, I already had a 4-hour failure and a 4-hour. Really failing this too. Failing this 4-hour first time, so they're already kind of off to the races, but this one doesn't look like too bad to short for much lower, you know, much lower. So since the 4 hours been done, I kind of would wait for them to come back and do some kind of a bounce first. Yeah, kind of wait for this. If they give it to you, it's kind of a big range, but it's crypto, it's fine. You can make your stop worth whatever. So if they bounce down here, you know, anything up here is going to be decent for a short. Stops above here, and you could target much lower on this thing. Could target down here. Could at least target the liquidity underneath this, or this failure to lose. Around $4. Something like that. So This looks okay for a short. Yeah, this looks okay for a short attempt. So on any kind of retest, ton, probably dump a ton. Somo, what's up, brother? Yeah, you can Discord me if you want, man. It's fine. But I'm not paying anybody anything, so if that's what you're if that's what you're after, it's, you know, go try to get somebody else, because really I don't care. It doesn't matter for me if people watch or they don't. I make my money trading. Really, I only stream because I'm bored. But I do get someone in here every day offering their services. I appreciate the hustle. Anyway, this is going out in the Discord. Ton. Decent short op. Doge. So Doge, you know, we weren't in this thing yet. We were waiting for a close above the daily. Didn't happen. Doge, you know, they might hold the top of this weekly. Maybe. Fucking doubt it though. Almost at the level. But again, we're waiting for a close above a daily before any kind of action. So just kind of waiting on this guy. They're basically at the level though to hold. Level to hold. I'll put this out on the Discord too. This one looks pretty good for keep an eye on it. Oh no. We lose the internet? Oh man. It says they're still streaming, so I don't know. Just internet dropout. It's brutal when that happens, man. Reconnection successful. All right. ADA. So ADA also at the weekly level here. Again, waiting on daily gain, which they didn't do, right? So just failing, just keep failing. So a bit rough. And next spot down is kind of this down here. Yeah. I believe that we'll be headed down to 32. Didn't gain, you know. Didn't gain, didn't play. This one did gain, so we are in this one. Probably gonna get stopped out. Depends on what happens here. But this one did gain. It's a couple that we did get into. So TRX, you know, in the liquidity zone here. I like, I'd be looking to short this, you know what I mean? If we lose this level. So we start losing that level, you know, be kind of looking to short this to down here. Shiba didn't gain, right? We were looking at this one too for a potential trade. So now we look lower. This one is probably going to be a decent one to get into though. Quite a bit lower though to go, right? It's another 20% down. Even from where they're at. Even a 10% loss today, still another 20% to go. Dot, we are in this one, underwater a bit. So we'll see. They did have a decent daily gain. Litecoin didn't gain the daily, so I would kind of expect this to blow at the bottom here now at this point. And really, like, you know, it's pretty far way down if they don't hold. So we'll see, man. Not looking the greatest. BCH making new lows here. They didn't gain the daily also a few days ago. Put this out for like the level to level the gain, right? Needed to get above that. Did not. So it's likely lower. Next spot down would just be this, I guess. Yeah, this. They've tested the top of this, yeah. So this right here. So just wait to see what happens there. That will be the area to be looking for longs. LTC. So LTC, you know, this is the long-term area to hold for LTC. You know, they did kind of have a daily gain too, but not. It just wasn't very convincing. You know what I mean? You need a convincing gain. So, but you know, you wouldn't be super wrong taking shots here, or if it just based on the rest of the crypto market, you know what I mean? If it does, you know, do a sweep here of the bottom, starting to accumulate positions, you know, really wouldn't want to see it lower than 55. Matic. So again, Matic not having a gain here on this side too, so we didn't really get into positions. This is really right at the area to hold. They didn't really have a weekly gain on this side, so you know this could go a hell of a lot lower, man. Really. Kind of keep an eye on this. They kind of played that here. It's really, I would steer clear of this guy, you know, at least until a daily gain. I would not touch anything in crypto at this point until we see a daily gain. This looks like it's gonna dump. I did mention something about a short up here, because this looks like it's gonna go down to around $4 at least. Near the same thing, didn't really gain the daily here, so no trade. Uniswap, yeah, I mean, the level coming up is this, but that's not even like the level. I mean, it's this one over here. So top of that, yeah, that's what they've been playing. So, you know, again, if they start gaining something, can talk about getting into a trade. Until then, no. This one we got stopped out on. Coming into the weekly zone here to hold at the level, basically. But again, like I said, we're not really taking any trades in crypto at this point until we see some kind of daily gain. When you get stopped in position sometimes like that, it's okay. You know, not a huge deal. I'd rather take the stop than, especially in crypto, man. Like this shit can go so far down. Cass coming into the zone to hold. I really don't like this though. It didn't have a weekly gain above this, so this kind of just looks like it's gonna die. Did you do a retest? Be a decent short opportunity. You know, not having a weekly close above this looks rough, man. You know, not having a weekly close, like they're not having weekly newer highs, you know. So this market just looks like it's gonna die soon. So decent. This one will go out for a short op in the Discord. One to keep an eye on. Put that in the blue. Get that off. Not too bad of a short opportunity. If it does retest, we'll see. Decent short opportunity. You know, this daily will probably play. So something like, you know, like this and then down is what I would hope for in something like this. So something like this and then down to here. Decent short up. get this a little tighter on here. Not too bad, man. This one looks okay. I'll definitely be keeping my eye on this guy. And to the downside, you want to really be looking at this guy right here. 12. Yeah, that's around where the arrow is. It's lower than this, yeah. Yeah, it looks like this right here, actually. Decent try for a short. Even get this a little bit more proper. Put it there. Decent try for a short. If they give it to you. So go out in the Discord. Cha, man. Cha. ICP lost the weekly here. So we'll see. Again, like something like this, you just need to wait until a daily gains on this, right? So just nothing to talk about until we're back above $8 at this point. So there's probably going to be another swing created down here and then a move down, and then hopefully that swing can gain. See something like that. So ECT. So ECT, this one was, we were watching this one, but we were waiting for a daily gain. They didn't do it. At this point, they need to gain. This thing's gonna move down to here. You need to get back above that. Really, I would say even they need to get back above that before I'd be interested. You know, kind of think that the liquidity underneath this is gonna get targeted. Kind of what I'd be looking at. $16, $17, something like that. Let's have a quick look at the markets here. Any movers and shakers? Dixie trying to hold at this level. I just don't want to short this, man, you know? Dixie having an internal 15-minute gain. Yeah, still just like off to the races. APT, whatever this thing is, basically at the level. Let's just clean up this chart a bit. It's kind of the level to look at. The downside. And then if they take this out, then it's going to be this down here. It's going to be this. So we'll see. Those are like the big levels to be watching. Again, you really can't get involved in any of this shit until they gain something, right? So it's just like, boom, move this down. Need to get back above $7 before they were even considering it. Yeah. If you want to take some stabs here, you definitely can with your stop here. But you know, this was the level they hold, and they're not holding it. So this bottom one might play. Doubt it, but maybe. There's also this too. So those are kind of the levels to be watching. Bigger time frame. Nothing too much to talk about. So this one again, not gaining, not really gaining anything, right? It didn't have any closes above. So this one probably gonna lose this daily, I'm sure. RND. Yeah. Right, nothing to talk about here either, right? Really? I don't want to really talk about anything until we're like down here. These guys. Hedra Hashcraft. Okay, Hedra. At this top zone. This has been tested how many times though, you know? This one not so much, so maybe that will play. XLM. Didn't gain. I don't mind this area for XLM. Really, not too bad of an area, but needs to start gaining, right? Slide more, it's gonna be like that or that. It's kind of the levels that you want to be looking for. What else dropped lots here? I don't want to do all these. I'm gonna do all these on the weekend anyway. Just everything looks so bad. No gain. Continuation, just continuation down. So Bitcoin trying to hold this daily. They did have a daily or a 15-minute gain here. They're trying to hold it. I wouldn't be very convinced until they're back above this. But this doesn't look good on the higher time frame. Just pretty bad on the old cryptos. Couple other things I wanted to have a look at here. This one not really at the level yet, but this one looks okay for a pullback. Meta holding the daily in the upper range. Pretty big weekly failure there. Short still in play there. PayPal had a pretty good zone for accumulation. You know, if they gain the daily on this side, this will be all right for a play. I think not too bad. They need to gain the daily though. It's kind of the breakdown, boys. I don't know. I don't think there's going to be too many trades today. About 15 minutes till the open. Let's just look at the ecom calendar here one more time. Oh yeah, nothing today. Tomorrow, lots. Tomorrow there should be lots of volatility in the market, one way or the other. Yes, pushing. So Bitcoin just trying to hang on to this level. You know, I just don't like, it could happen. This is the level to hold. You wouldn't be wrong taking trades here and just putting your stop right here. They did gain a 15 too. But for a trade, right? Not for new highs. I think we're gonna lose this level eventually. I gotta look through some of my stocks here and just to make sure I have profit targets set and stuff. Jesus, why? Oh, great. Indonesia blocking the website. What is going on here, man? So it looks like I got to connect to a VPN just to access my platform. Guess I won't be doing that right now. I don't know. Maybe I can do it, and then the stream will stay. Let's see. Great. I think it was just viewing one. Okay. Market open 10 minutes, boys. Oh, it looks like the US exchanges are closed today. This is why there's not much action. Independence Day. I'm sure it's going to be a very, very slow day in the markets. It's funny, I didn't even know that. Pretty funny. Didn't even know that. So it's probably a short stream here today, boys. So this is why. This is definitely why. So we need to just look quickly through these stocks one more time. Tesla, we didn't take any profits on this. Really should. DoorDash. It's basically an entry. Yeah, Tesla is our biggest position. Just want to look through these. There were some that I should have. IBB. Yeah, this one I didn't. I got shit entry, so that's fine. What else? What else was there? This one. Oh, this one. That's right. Because I got a pretty shit entry on this one too. What else? There was something else that was. It's kind of in the profit zone. EMN. This one looking a little shaky up here, you know. This was the one. Oh, I did take profits on it. Never mind. I did take some profits on that guy. EW. This is one that I didn't, and I should have. So I should get rid of some of these. Order. Mark that. Good till closed. So 3 of these, 4 of them. 2. Oh, was this another one? FE. Yeah, I'm basically at entry there. Lumen. Really should put more in this guy, man. Really. Yeah. KMB already took profits. Just think about stocks, they move so slow, man. You can be real lazy about it. You know? This one looks okay for Riyadh, man, honestly. Add some more. Kuvu. What's we have here? I don't know. Nah. Nem, I took some profits already. That's it. Tesla. Warner Brothers. Okay. Cool, bro. Probably go through all those and readjust stops and stuff over the weekend. It's kind of it. Oh. Market open here in 26 minutes. I think there'd probably be a short market today. Just said markets are closed. Google it. July 4th. Futures. Yeah, it looks like it's closing at noon. What about futures? Yeah, it's why this is so low action, right? I didn't even know. Should have been aware of that. Pretty funny. I don't even know these things. Not even living in the country, you know what I mean? It's hard for me to know. Independence Day. Holiday times. Equities close at 12:15. I guess they open for Globex again. They even close cryptocurrencies, eh? It's fucking funny. Crypto's not closed. Never is. So I guess it's just equities that are closed. They open again on Friday. Friday for Globex. They close for today and tomorrow. I guess. I didn't even know. It's just what this says on the CME group. Equities. I don't know if it like where's futures on here? It doesn't say. Here we go. Yeah, so it looks like it's so equities are halting. Everything's halting today at 12 CST, and then open again for futures, or for the open again for Globex. FX closes a little bit later. So will be a little bit of a shorter stream. There's not really a market open, you know what I mean? Because this is all very, very low volume. Probably just end this right here, right now, because there is really not too much more to talk about. So appreciate you guys coming by. Keep an eye on the Discord there for that one scammer that's trying to scam you guys. Don't believe it. J-Dog or J-Funk down with a period. Not me. Not me, brothers. It's almost the weekend again, so it's almost time for the big weekly reviews too. So if you haven't swung by the YouTube channel yet, swing by. Give it a subscribe and a like. Pretty slow day today, but what are you gonna do? It's all good. Peace out.